For over 40 years, the rules were simple. You bought the box, you plugged it into your TV, and you played games that you couldn't play anywhere else. The console war was simple: Nintendo versus Sega, Xbox versus PlayStation. But look around right now. The war is over, and it feels like the console itself might be the casualty. We are seeing a massive shift in the gaming landscape. Sales are stalling, exclusives are disappearing, and the price of entry is skyrocketing. People are starting to ask, why buy a console in 2026? In this video, we are going to break down the three main reasons why the traditional home console is slowly dying and what is going to replace it. Let's dive in. Reason number one is what I call the hardware plateau. Think back to the jump from the PS1 to the PS2. It was mind-blowing. Blocky polygons turned into actual faces. Then PS2 to PS3 gave us HD. But now we are looking at the PS5 and Xbox Series X generation, and honestly, the jump just isn't that big. We have hit a point of diminishing returns. Consoles are now chasing buzzwords like 8K or 120 frames per second, but for the average gamer sitting on a couch 6 feet away from their TV, the difference is negligible. Because of this, consoles have lost their unique identity. Inside the plastic shell, they're just restricted mid-range PCs. They use the same architecture. In the past, consoles did things PCs couldn't do. Now, they're just PCs that you can't upgrade. When the hardware stops feeling magical and just feels adequate, the urgency to buy the new box disappears. We are seeing longer console generations because the tech simply can't jump forward fast enough to justify a new $500 or $700 purchase every few years. But hardware was never the real reason we bought consoles, was it? We bought them for the games. We bought a Switch for Mario, a PlayStation for Kratos, an Xbox for Master Chief. This is reason number two, the death of the exclusive. Developing a AAA game today costs hundreds of millions of dollars. It is becoming financially impossible to lock a game to one single plastic box. Publishers, including Sony and Microsoft, need to sell copies everywhere to make their money back. Microsoft has already admitted defeat in the console war, focusing on Game Pass and putting their games on everything from Fire Sticks to PlayStations. Even Sony, the king of exclusives, is porting their biggest hits to PC faster than ever. If you can play Spider-Man on a PC and Halo on a PlayStation and Call of Duty on your phone, what is the point of the hardware? The walled garden has a gate now, and it's wide open. When the content is everywhere, the specific device matters less. Reason number three is the economy and the digital ecosystem. Consoles used to be the cheap option. You couldn't afford a PC, so you bought a $300 console. Those days are gone. With mid-generation refreshes hitting $700 or $800, plus $70 for games, plus a monthly subscription just to play online, the value proposition is dying. At that price point, gamers are looking at PCs or the new rising star, handheld PCs like the Steam Deck. These devices offer the convenience of a console, but the freedom of a PC. Furthermore, we are moving to a subscription model. Xbox wants you to subscribe to Game Pass. They don't care if you play on a Samsung TV app, a phone, or a Series S. The console is becoming an app, not a box. The physical disk drive is vanishing. Once consoles become purely digital boxes that stream games, they're no different than an Apple TV or a Roku. The specialized gaming hardware is being replaced by services. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about Nintendo? Nintendo is the exception that proves the rule. They're not trying to compete on power. They're not trying to be a PC. They're selling a toy, a gimmick, and that works. But for the high-end, high-power market, Sony and Microsoft, the traditional console model is unsustainable. They're fighting a war against the PC and the cloud, and they're losing. So are consoles dying? Yes, the concept of a locked proprietary box that sits under your TV for 7 years is fading. We are moving toward an ecosystem where you play your games anywhere on any screen. The hardware will become invisible. It's a scary time for collectors, but potentially a great time for players who want freedom. But what do you think? Are you sticking with consoles till the bitter end, or have you already moved to PC? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see where the industry goes next. I'll see you in the next one.